hauntingly pale complexion and hauntingly sparse humour. Hi, I'm Walt, and welcome to the beautiful and intriguing land of Scotland. Join me on my biggest ever road trip around the far north of England and the NC500 in my 20-year-old DIY Renault Traffic camper van. In this epic journey, I learn about myself, the landscape around me, and some of the basics of living in a van on the road. There are lots of ups and downs, twists and turns, and plenty of hidden gems are uncovered along the way as I meander into the wilderness. Let's begin with a detour that resulted in me trying out a van life stealth camp for the night in an urban car park in Dumfries. This led me to explore an amazing, abandoned medieval castle, a strikingly aesthetic graveyard, where I also discovered, well, we will get to that. Just a truck stop. Never been to a truck stop before. Must be more of these sorts of things where there's less populated areas, I don't know. It's a bit basic, which I quite like. Right, chores day today. Got a load of washing on at this like laundromat place. I've used one before. It's just convenient. It's like a funny little town somewhere. You know, it'll do. Also, I've done shopping and yeah, I've filled up with water and fuel. I'm gonna get this load of washing done, tumble it all, and then that's done for another week or two. And then I'm gonna head further north and find somewhere nice to park up. Really want a shower. I did consider maybe I'll just like try and get into a gym or something and like use the shower. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I've never done that before, but I've actually managed to have a shower in a gym, like a real van lifer, just in this like retail park on the edge of Dumfries in Scotland. Like I'm just over the border now, so I mean if you just pay for all these like memberships and stuff, I guess you can just kind of, as long as you can drive around everywhere, it's not too bad. So I've got a choice now. It's like 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm really tired. Kind of just want to go to bed because I've been driving quite a lot today. Obviously I come from the Lake District earlier. Or I could drive for 1 hour and there's like a really beautiful park up, but this car park outside this kind of retail park is like dead quiet, and I don't think there's any signs. I might just go and have a quick scout. I might be able to get away with just sort of camping here, like stealth camping. There's like a big main road, like kind of nearby or next to it, but yeah, I don't really care to be honest. It feels quite, you know, it's like lit. It feels quite safe and everything. So there we go. But yeah, overall pretty much just a chores day to day really, and a bit of driving. So I've done the washing, I've done shopping, I've filled up with water and fuel. I used one of these like 24-hour laundromat things in this really, yeah, let's just say it was an interesting estate that this little place was. I might do a batch of food tomorrow, like, you know, cook up like 5 meals or something and then put it all in the fridge and the freezer. And then that gives me like another 5 or 6 days of just bumming around in Galloway Forest. So that'd be cool. I really want to go to Glasgow or something. Like, I stopped in the town earlier, got some fish and chips, and I was like, oh, I do kind of miss just being around stuff to do. So I feel like I need to go, like I want to go to a gig or something, so I need to go and check out Glasgow, because that's kind of the nearest big place as I go on the way to Skye. So yeah, a little update. I might have to buy a hard drive, because I've run out of footage, like storage for all this footage. Got 26 minutes or something left on this memory stick, and then I'm out, so I think they're quite expensive. I really don't want to buy one. I should have bought my 2 terabyte one, but never mind. Anyway, right, this is it guys. Let's do stealth camp, see what happens, see if anyone comes and moves me. I'll just show you where I am. There's a couple of lorries parked. I've parked right in the corner. I've put my covers on the windows, so it gives people a couple of hours to kind of come over or not before I go to sleep. So let's see what happens. Can't really see anything. It's dead quiet though. Let's go out the other window. I'm parked outside of PC World. There we go. 3 cars. There was a couple of people in the gym. Just had a shower in there. I'm gonna try this car park and see what happens. I parked right over in the corner there's like a little side road with a couple of trucks parked on it. So I'm assuming they're doing the same thing, which means it's probably fine. So yeah, it's so quiet anyway. Cool. And then head into the forest tomorrow. I'm actually tempted to get a gym membership because just knowing that you can, yeah, just want to go and do some dumbbells and stuff. I don't know, just knowing you can go and have a shower and sort of freshen up and stuff and dry things off in there, it's quite useful. Don't know if it's worth 30 quid a month, but it's quite nice. They're kind of in Scotland. They're just in the main cities. They're not really. Don't know. Maybe I'll just do like a day pass once a week or something. I think that works out the same price. Thinking about it. Anyway, right. I'm gonna have a cup of tea and chill the fuck out. So I will see you tomorrow. It's kind of cool this. It's like actual. I see loads of people do this in like America and stuff on YouTube, like full-time van lifers. I'm sure there's full-time van lifers in the UK as well, but it's a bit trickier with the weather, I suppose. Particularly in the winter. It's probably fine in the summer. It's just a bit more competitive finding places to park. But yeah, if I had like a gym membership, then you literally got everything you need from like supermarket and this like little retail car park. Like you could sort of do it as long as you can find places to park all the time, like overnight. Yeah. Oh, that slept pretty well to be fair. That was alright actually. Well, that filled up quick, didn't it? I just wanted to check out this church. I've just driven past. Let's have a look at this. Let's walk around the other side. God, look at this place. Burns Mausoleum. Robert Burns was probably Scotland's most famous poet and lyricist. He was the pioneer of the Romantic movement and was inspirational to the founders of liberalism and socialism. A mausoleum was constructed here to honour his genius and legacy, although I didn't have any idea about this at the time, as I accidentally stumbled upon the church grounds on my way to Kirlaverock. The mausoleum is situated here in the grounds of St Michael's Church, Dumfries, Scotland. I think this may be the original memorial here, although I'm not 100% certain. The new mausoleum was constructed in 1813 as the original memorial was not seen as significant enough. By all accounts, his life was fraught with intrigue, romance and struggle, and he died aged just 37 in 1796. This place is astonishing, isn't it? Graves are so big. Look at those headstones. It's sort of like a normal cemetery, but everything's just kind of about 3 times as big. And it's all made of this like really dark coloured stone that sort of gives it this really gothic edge. That's why that building in the background looks so cool, because it's sort of so different. I was just driving past on the way to a castle that you'll see shortly. I sort of saw this out of the corner of my eye. I was like, I've got to pull over. I haven't done a cemetery walk for a little while, and it's sort of nice. Just walked past someone talking to myself, and he sort of looked at me really funny. Then he was like, "You alright, son?" Which I quite enjoyed. I like being called son and lad and stuff like that, especially these days. God, look at those. It's actually part of the grounds. I think it's the tomb of Robert Burns, possibly, or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this is the mausoleum. His wife, Jean Armour, is buried inside the mausoleum, and Robert Burns himself, along with two of his sons, who died aged just 2 and 9, are actually buried underneath the structure due to complications that arose from moving the coffin. A news thumbnail shot there. I definitely picked the right day to stumble upon this cemetery. Absolutely wonderful weather. Yeah, so it's actually the mausoleum of Robert Burns, where he's actually buried now. And they moved the grave to make it more prominent, as apparently the original one was a bit too small, a bit too low key, so interesting. It's been there for about, must have been over 300 years. 330 years. Well, not in that exact place, but I think that's when he died. Right. Calaverock Castle was first built in the 13th century and is situated just south of Dumfries, in the south-west of Scotland. Its triangular shape is architecturally unique among castles in Britain, with the lengths of the defensive wall linked by high corner towers. From the 13th century until the 17th century, the castle was a stronghold of the Maxwell family, or clan. We're now looking at a new lodging that was created within the castle walls during the 17th century, when the Maxwells were created Earls of Nithsdale, and the structure was said to be the most ambitious early classical domestic architecture in Scotland. In 1640, the castle was finally abandoned after the Protestant Covenanter army besieged the structure. The castle is now looked after by Historic Environment Scotland. The bakehouse. That's where they did the cooking. Made bread. It's alright, it's quite cosy in here, isn't it? That's a well, that. That's where we got our water supply. This area is defensively advantageous because of its proximity to the border, and there has been a fortification here since Roman times. The origin of the triangular shape is unclear, but it did take Edward I of England and his full army 2 days to overcome a garrison of just 60 men who tried to defend the spot in 1300.
Can't even see the top there.
Finally, in 1640, the castle was overrun and the south wall was torn down when the Maxwells sided with the English Charles I. This made it effectively useless as a defensive structure.
There's a bit of rustic scaffolding over there from medieval times, I imagine, where they used to hire contractors.
This destroyed wall is just to your left, right here. There is currently no access to the West Range, Outer Stair, and Northwest and East Towers due to ongoing repairs.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's not quite the authentic. I think they're rebuilding it.
1307, mighty stronghold. Bustling with life, the castle is the power centre and home of Sir John Maxwell and his household.
Oh, I can go up in a tower here.
We're about to enter Murdoch's Tower.
If the filming is a little bit all over the place, because I'm not really looking at it. And also I can't really see the screen because it's sunny. But what difference a bit of sun makes, eh? It's turned into like a really nice, it's even moderately warm in the sun. Suddenly I feel like I'm on holiday as opposed to sort of fighting in the trenches.
The round tower to your left contained a grim pit prison, reputedly the holding cell for Murdoch, Duke of Albany.
Can't go up there, because there ain't nothing to stand on.
This was before he was executed in 1425.
And I film these just because I can go back and read them again later. Because I've like no attention span.
And now we follow the pigeon sounds into that dainty fabric, otherwise known as the Nithdale Lodging, built by Robert Maxwell in the 1630s. A bold statement of the family's power, status, and sophistication. The thing that struck me the most as I wandered around this castle and the lodge was the colours. I don't know whether it was partly to do with the fact that it was really sunny, which helped, but there was all this green moss inside as we were looking at. Some of the rooms were just, I would recommend visiting this castle to anyone because it was very cheap to get in, and I had it completely to myself at this point, so yeah, it was just, you can kind of get lost a little bit in the history of it, and just visually it was kind of very endearing.
It just made me dizzy doing that. This is a very cool building. Very mossy, lots of different colours.
It's kind of difficult to differentiate which room was which from the footage.
This is the best room, isn't it? Look at this.
But I think this might be the Lord's Hall, or at least a combination of various different rooms in terms of the height of the building. Border lords felt more secure from the threat of southern invasion after James VI ascended to the English throne in 1603. Changing building styles and fashions reflected this, becoming geared towards luxury and elegance rather than defence. However, a letter of August 1640 warned the Earl of Nithdale of the vulnerability of that dainty fabric of his new lodging in the event of a siege.
It's very precarious, isn't it? Oh, I guess I'm on the one floor as well.
it just made me feel... Oh, I don't like it. Oh god. It's not the way they're sort of... Imagine if like we're all controlled by someone else. It's like a video game. And it's like, you think you've got a choice, but actually you don't. It just like made me walk up those stairs. I don't know why. I suddenly thought that. So it's all about the facade, the Renaissance sort of stonework and artwork as a display of wealth and power. The Lord's Hall. The mighty gatehouse provided a living space for the Lord, his family and his personal servants. On this floor was the Lord's Hall, his main living room. It's a bit drafty though, isn't it? I don't know. A couple of blankets, set a fire up. I could see myself hang out here. Yeah, I could see it. Nithsdale lodging. This is where some of the residents stayed. It was not unusual for relatives and friends to have to share rooms. It's a bit like they were having some sort of cost of living crisis, really. Then there's some kind of weird large bang, and I say, oh, I think something's just collapsed. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? I don't know, I think the spookiest thing about this place is the fact that I'm the only one in here, and generally just everything about me. You know, my looks, sort of hauntingly pale complexion, and hauntingly sparse humour. It's always a bit of a problem, really, isn't it? Yeah, I just need something a bit more. I wonder if there are any ghosts there. Not that I'm really a believer in all that, but you can't be too sure, can you? Do you know what I mean? It's like saying you don't believe in heaven, but it's like, what if it does exist? Then you're a bit stuffed, aren't you? So you have to sort of be a bit on the fence, sort of for political reasons. Just in case my atheism doesn't pay off, you know, believing in nothing. I don't know. Maybe I'm agnostic some days. A piercing defence. During Calaveroc's great sieges, defenders fired arrows to protect the castle from attackers. Arrows were shot through thin external openings called arrow slits. Stones here formed the basis of a type of arrow slit called a fishtail. It's like you know, just to cover all the bases, you know, I just like to keep everyone happy, basically. There's that thing that you can't be too sure, can you? I'm being possessed. Yeah, it's that thing where I don't believe in it, and then like I'll see a ghost and I'll be like, oh, I don't know actually. Like I'm quite suggestible. Like if someone told me that they'd seen a ghost, I'd probably be like, well, I mean they have, and I didn't, but you know, for hypothetical purposes. Like if someone gave me compelling evidence, as a scientist, I'd have to agree with it if it was like empirical fact, you know? It genuinely scared the crap out of me. Don't know if you heard that. It's like the door suddenly just started vibrating. I'm actually going to go, just in case it is a ghost. Oh, this is the first castle. There's just the footings left. It's quite interesting. 1220 ordered the construction. John Maxwell ordered the construction of it. Yeah, these footings you have to walk through like a little bit of forest, like a trail. It's not very far. I think it was just south of like the castle, the main castle. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, apparently the sea level was higher like 900 years ago than it is now. It's a bit weird. Wonder why that was. Confused about my geological history now. So they moved it like 200 metres north because it was, you know, it was a bit wet. Well, I don't think they moved it, you know what I mean. they sort of built a new one like 50 years later because they realised it was a bad idea, even with all the drainage. Look how quick these clouds are moving. It's like I got it on fast forward. I can sense that the weather is about to turn. I have to head back so that I get soaked again. I cheated. I walked through the woods. Don't think I was supposed to be on it. Just wanted to have a quick look. But it's all been a bit weathered, hasn't it? So they need visitors to put money back into it, I guess. Fix this little footbridge. So it's yeah, a bit swampy. I might stop here.